so that those people can call you. And then your work is to write the list for me. When I come out of class in the evening, you give me the list. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, I got my first mobile phone. A small Motorola phone. I want you to clap for me. Mimi nikanunuliwa kasimu, akako na SIM card. The number I used to date, 0724964343. That teacher, Mr. Gedoku, is the one who worked for me. So I started making the adverts, I take in the shopping malls, I receive the phone calls. I received phone call ya Pastor Thomas, naandika Pastor Thomas anataka Range Rover Sport. Huyo ni mdosi. Yeah? Napigiwa na madam. Anaitwa nani? Cinderella anataka Mercedes. Banka sio gari kubwa. Jina Philip tumpatie gari gani? G-Wagon. Philip G-Wagon. Wale gari gani? Probox. Wacha maneno bana. Ile Probox ni gari kwa ya kazi, tupatie dream yako. Range Rover Sport naandika. Mwalimu akitoka class jioni nampatia list. Anapigia hawa watu. Anajua huyu wako serious, huyu hayuko serious, yule hayuko serious. Anauzia mwenye ni serious. But now let me tell you one thing that happened one day, which was an eye-opener for me. So one time I was called by a customer from Meru. And the gentleman told me, you people have advertised a vehicle here at Toyota Taunis. Ilikuwa inaitwa Nguruwe. How many of you know Nguruwe? Thank you so much. I can see we have a few millennials here. Ilikuwa inatumia kubeba nini? Na Wameru? Walikuwa wanatumia kubeba miraa, this Nguruwe. So this Meru guy calls me and says, I've seen you guys have advertised at Taunis. I'm coming to see it. I'm trying to tell the guy you have to wait until evening. He's telling me, no, mimi niko Keno. Kama wewe si mkora, ukuje unionyeshe hii gari. Mahali umeandika mko na office. We had an office at Kijabe Street. Mwalimu had an office. So me, I leave the church and I go to Mwalimu. I'm like, I want to talk to Mwalimu. Mwalimu is called from class. I tell you, there's a guy who has called me. He says he's coming from Keno. He's at Keno. He wants this Taunis. A, B, whatever. Hey, Mwalimu told me now, we have exams. I can't leave the school. So you do this, go to the office, tell Nyamura to give you the keys for the Taunis, show the guy from outside the office, but make sure the keys are in the office as you're showing him there. As you're showing him the car, because those days, sometimes you would go thinking you're going to sell the car, whom the guy is a criminal, so he takes the people away from you. So I'm thinking, I show him the Toyota Taunis. He likes the Taunis. He asks for the keys. I tell him it is only Mwalimu who has the keys. Wewe kijana unanichezea. Hujui naweza nunua hii gari. Naambia ndio unaweza nunua, lakini utangojea mpaka Mwalimu atoke kwa class, akuja kupatie nini? Funguo. When Zé was so interested in the vehicle, he said, call Mwalimu, I talk to him. So I called Mwalimu. Kwa mimi customer anasema anataka kurumisha hii gari, asikize engine, kama ataipenda, aende kwa bank, atulipe pesa. Luckily I was able to get Mwalimu on the phone. He talked to the client. The customer was given the keys, but he was told, don't drive off, just start the engine. Angalia hapo, akaitiwa mzee mwingine hapo, alikuwa na ofisi, tukamwonyesha, akaendesha kidogo hapo kwa ofisi, akarudisha gari kwa bank. The gentleman said, give me your bank details. You are a cooperative bank. I'm sorry. I think by then I'm going to senior bank. The gentleman is given bank details at cooperative bank. Within 45 minutes, he had about 645,000. Nilisikia ni kama nimeiba pesa. Yote ya nchi. Because I had never done a deal worth 645,000 It was not my vehicle. It was a vehicle belonging to the teacher. That is how I got my nose into the auto industry. So the reason why I'm telling you this story is so that we can deal with this myth of for you to get into business, the first thing you need is money. The first thing you need is not money. The first thing you need to get into a business you are interested in are the people that are in that business already. If your dream is to one day become a lawyer, then look for a lawyer who is older than you, who is running a law firm. So that you go and work in that law firm. If your dream is to run a poultry farm, the first thing you need is not a million shillings to buy chicken. The first thing you need is experience on how to run the poultry farm. So look for the poultry farmer who is near you. Then you can go to his house for mentorship so that you get the skills that you need. Myth number 2 is that I need a perfect plan. This one keeps a lot of people from starting. You need a plan, but the plan need not be perfect. And there is nothing like a perfect plan, because the business environment keeps on changing. It keeps on moving, and you have to keep on adjusting your sales. The third myth that people have is that business is quick money. Let me demystify this. Business requires more patience than even employment. And I'm sure Philip here, our banker, can tell us that to develop a solid business takes a lot of time. You have to be patient, you have to be deliberate, you have to be consistent. Business owners wake up way before their employees. They report to work way before the employees, and many times they have to leave their offices after the employees. It takes time, it takes commitment. The other myth is that if I fail, it's over. I want to tell you the truth. Is that for you to build a solid business, you have to be able to deal with failure. Because sometimes you will start your first business and it's not going to work. Sometimes you're going to start with your first 10,000, you're going to lose that 10,000. You start with your borrowed 20,000, you lose that 20,000. If you're the kind of people who lose heart and die, you lose your energy and you die from within because of a single failure, then you will find that entrepreneurship is going to be very difficult for you. Because you're going to try many things. Some of them will work very well, they will surprise you. Some of them will work very badly. Like the business I was talking to you about, couch. We've had branches that have done very well. You start a branch and it takes off from day one. But you've had another branch that is struggling and you have to make a decision to close it down. So I want to tell you that business is not a get rich quick space. It is a space that is almost like raising a child. You have to watch that baby learn how to eat, watch that baby learn how to crawl, watch that baby learn how to walk. Myth number 5 is that I must do everything for myself. For you to run a good business, you must be able to develop people, develop teams, delegate. Right now, I am here talking to you. But I have people washing cars. I have people selling vehicles. I have people recruiting members into the circle, into the investment. I have developed teams that deal with their respective areas of the business. Our bank manager is here. Do you think the branch has closed down? There are people running the branch. Even for you, when you start a business, you can start your small business for running a hotel. But you cannot be everything in a hotel. You can't be the one cooking, the one serving the food, the one doing the accounts. If you do that, you burn out, and as soon as you burn out as the entrepreneur, your business dies a natural death. So you have to be able to build teams, work with people. The other myth people hold is that education is not important in business. Education is very important in business. As an entrepreneur, you will be expected to understand 10% of every department that you have in a business. At least 10%. You should have a clue of what is going on in as far as technology and business is concerned. You will be expected to have a clue on what the laws say about human resource issues. You will be expected to have a clue about taxation. You will be expected to have a clue about stress management, about right now the big conversations to do with sustainability, matters to do with carbon. Do you know, my friends, you can lose a big business just because you have gone into a space and you have made a statement that does not connect with them. For example, you get into an organization that is very sensitive in matters to do with technology. Not technology, environment. There are organizations that are big on environment. Maybe wewe umeenda hapo kuuzia gari. Lakini umekuta kuna mtu mmoja yuko hapo nje ya ofisi. To you, these trees are bothered. Sababu, these trees in front of them. So, you end up asking the managing director or the CEO of that business, mbona msikate hivi? You know you've already lost the business. Because this guy is going to be like, Kume, you don't even care about the environment. We are pushing people to plant trees. You are a whole business owner who has come into our business to suggest that we should cut trees. So you have to be an all-round person as an entrepreneur. You have to see the big picture. And you have to understand what is going on in the world. So education is important because it gives you the theory of everything. It gives you the theory of everything that is going on in the world. You are politically sound, you are socially sound, you are environmentally sound, you understand matters to do with pollution and carbon and all that. You understand that you are not going to some organization and you are chewing a piece of gum and you remove it from your mouth, and as you're driving off, you throw it on the fence. You've already lost the business. So education is going to give you the theory on things that are very simple and very, very important. Number 7 is the myth that opportunities will come. Once are here in Africa, we don't like giving people credit. We always take credit from people. And we can find very mysterious ways of explaining people's success. Instead of just accepting that Thomas is a hard-working person, he has worked so hard, he has bought a new car. What are some of the theories that your neighbors give when somebody buys a car? Hata tusikia. Hii tunataka kusikia practically. A neighbor has bought a brand new car. Na ni ya black kwanza. Watu wanasemaje kweli?
Okay. Huko kwetu utasikia kwa Illuminati. Basi ama kwa evaluation.
Kwa ukinunua gari na ni ya black, kuna mtu atasema kwa Illuminati ama kwa depo washi. Wewe kuna imani? Hebu tuambie watu wanasemaje kwani? Yaani akuja akiwa smart, ameng'ara. Anaonekana ni kama hana shida ya pesa. Unamwomba 500 na kupatia 1000. Watu watasemaje kwenu? Huko kwao watasema wewe ni mwizi. Kuna mwingine anataka kutuambia watu watasemaje kwao? Very good. Kuja tukutane katikati, tumpigie makofi.
Wanasema ni situ.
Basta umesikia hiyo? Ndio wanasema ni situ. Atakwambia lacha, mwingine atakwambia wanasema aje? Kuja. Sema tajiri. Huko kwao wako sawa, hawana ubaya. Wanasema wewe ni tajiri. Kuna mwingine kuja Nataka kusikia, how do people explain it in your neighborhood when someone is doing well? Amenunua gari, ameng'ara.
Watasema wewe ni mganga.
Watasema wewe ni mganga, tupigie makofi. Now, let me tell you, because I'm a psychologist, that is what we call demonizing success. You want to make people that are doing better look bad. It happens even in schools, whereby, for example, sometimes in schools there will be a rule that you have to communicate in English, isn't it? Ukiongea Kiingereza sana watu wanasema aje? Wanasema aje? Si mtu mmoja tu ajitolea achukue microphone atuambie kwa shule ukiongea Kiingereza poa watasema aje? Nani anataka kutuambia? Mtu mmoja?
Tuko na kielele.
Ukiongea Kiingereza shule watasema uko na kielele. Na yeye one of the things tulikuwa umeenda kusoma shule ni nini? Si ni Kiingereza? Si ulitoka kwa nyumba ya mamako ukijua lugha ya mama. Kwa hivyo shule umeenda kusoma nini? Lakini ukiongea hiyo Kiingereza hawataki. Let me tell you, this is a big problem that we have in our society, whereby people want to take credit from you for the effort that you have put. Msichana akisoma akuwe wakili, apate deal yake, afanye biashara yake, apate gari nzuri, watu wanataka kusema huyo msichana ako na mambo yake, ndio maana amefanya nini? Amenunua gari. Hawataki kuadmit huyo mtu alikuwa hard working and that is why I succeed. Akanunua gari. But I want to encourage you and tell you, either way, for you to break from poverty, you have to run away from such mentalities. Put your effort, work hard. Wao wakikoroga lugha ya mama ni sawa, lugha ya mama ongea, ifahamu ni vizuri sana, lakini ujue lugha ya mama haitakupeleka beyond Kakame. Ukishafika JKA hivi uende kwa mke Dubai 4 hours peke yake, 4 hours on air. My friend, unaongea watu wanaulizana, huyu mtu hapa ana kichwa mzuri. Kuna mtu anaelewa huyu mtu anasema nini? Yet hapa umedanganywa that your tribe is one of the biggest tribes. Mimi sasa Kenya nitaambiwa wewe kama Mkikuyu, you are from the biggest tribe in the country. Boss, unataka tu uinangaje tu niingie ndege for 4 hours. 4 hours peke yake uanguke Lagos, Nigeria. Uongee Kikuyu, watu waseme hapa kuna daktari wa kichwa. But people cannot understand what you say. Are we together? So for you to connect with the world, you must learn an international language. Kama mimi singekuwa najua Kiswahili ama Kiingereza, how would I communicate with you? So how foolish is it therefore for your classmates in school to be convincing you ati wewe kujaribu kung'ang'ana ujue kuongea lugha ya Kimongo, ati wewe unalinga. Uringi unaona beyond the village. You are preparing yourself to go and connect with the world. So opportunities will not come to you. It is you to look for the opportunities. It is you to go for the opportunities. Hautawahi kukutana na mtu mwenye amebuild utajiri wake na wealth yake through bahati. Hardly. It will have to be deliberate hard work that you have to put. So where do you start for you to become an entrepreneur? Can you read that with me? Start with. Please say it loudly. Who is the person in your mirror? Who is the person in your mirror? Is yourself, isn't it? Na inatuonyesha picha hapo, huyo ni paka. Lakini anajiona kwa kioo kama yeye ni
Simba.
Lakini unajua pia Anaenda jiangalia kwa kioo ajione ni kama ni fanya.
Yeah.
Kweli ama uongo? So the point here is, how do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as someone who can make it? Or do you view yourself as someone who can't make it? Because this is very, very important. Do you believe that you can succeed in business? Or do you believe that you cannot succeed in business? Kwa sababu unaweza sema, mimi babangu hakuwa mwanabiashara, mamangu hakuwa mwanabiashara, na yangu hakuna mwenye alikuwa mwanabiashara. Hakuna mtu amewahi fanya biashara kwetu. But the question is, nani alikwambia huwezi kuwa wa kwanza mwenye amefanya biashara kwenu na akafaulu? Tunaelewana watu wangu? The way our banker talked, you can be the person who breaks that history. Ili the next generation yenye inakuja nyuma yako isemange, our cousin, our sister, our brother, our uncle was the first person to get into business. Si kwa sababu wewe ulikuta kila mtu kwenu ni mwalimu, sasa na wewe pia lazima ukuwe nini? Sisemi kuna shida ya kuwa na mwalimu, lakini pia hakuna ubaya ya diversify professions. Ili familia yenu ikuwe na mtu mmoja mwenye ni wa bank, mwingine ni wa biashara, mwingine ni daktari, mwingine ni mwalimu, mwingine ni lawyer. Try and be the first person in your family who breaks a certain tradition that keeps your family down. Wewe kama umezaliwa familia ya watu wanakunywa pombe, wanaokotwa kwa mitaro, purpose to be the first sober person in that family. Are we together? Kama wewe umezaliwa kwa familia ambayo watu ni waoga, unajua ile familia unawapelekea microphone waongee, wanapotea huko. Ndio sio unajua kuna familia zinakuwa iko na uoga. Unaenda wako na sherehe, hakuna mtu anaweza simama introduce familia. Ukipeleka microphone kuanzia baba, mama, wote wanapotea microphone ni kama italipuka. Hakuna mwenye ako na ushujaa wa kusimama mbele ya watu. Purpose to be the first courageous person in your family who can stand up, introduce from your grandfather to your grandmother, na uambie society, huku kwetu watuambiani maneno mingi, mimi ndiye nimeintroduce familia basi. Break a certain tradition in your family. Are we together? So you have to deal with the fear of starting a business. You have to deal with the fear of doubts. And doubts keep a lot of people where they are. Kwa sababu mtu anajiuliza, je, nikianza nitaweza ama nitashindwa? Je, nikianza nitafaulu ama nitashindwa? Doubts. Give yourself the confidence. Deal with the lack of confidence so that you can be able to start the business that you're saying you want to start next year, or that you say that you want to start this year. There are several fears that I would want us to confront. And before we confront them, I want us to stand up. I want us to stretch. And as we stretch, tuliandika coconut, tuliachia gestures, isn't it? Hebu tuanzie mahali tuliachia C O N U. Sasa nataka sasa tufanye gesture na mwili wote. Hivi na coconut kuna mambo mengi sana. Leo Mombasa kuna mambo mengi sana. So how are we going to write C with the whole body? How are we going to write O? Thank you. How are we going to write C again? O. How are we going to write N? N. N. Simuliambia mmesoma na nikakubali. Sasa ni mtihani na wafanyisha. N tutaandika aje? Unaandika ina unataka kufanya. Mtu You. You mnapata. Let's go. Want to go? Si bado inasumbua. Ni kama tia hakufunzwa vizuri kwa shule. Tutaandika tia aje? Haya, tuko karibu kupata. Tutaandika hivi. Lakini kichwa lazima iende. Are we ready? I want to go. C O C O N U. Sasa tunafanya ile supersonic speed. Ile ya kuonyeshana hii lugha sasa tumeifahamu, imekuwa ni kama lugha ya mama. Okay, are we together? 1 2 go. C O C O N U T. Asante sana, tupigie makofi.
Saidia hapa kidogo nishike simu fulani.
We are nearing the end so that we can get to a session of questions. And now we want to look at fears that we must confront for us to get into entrepreneurship. Number one is the fear of starting, and especially the fear of starting small. Confront that fear of starting. You have been saying for too long that one day you want to start a business. It is now time for you to say which date, by which date do you want to start that business. Don't say you're going to start this year. Say by 1st of July this year, I'm starting that business. There is nothing powerful about setting deadlines for yourself. Number two, you need to conquer the fear of risk. There is no entrepreneurship that will not involve taking a risk. You have to take a risk. Nobody can guarantee you that what you want to do will work. It is always a risk. And the reward that you get as an entrepreneur is all because you took a risk. Do the first things that you need to do. Get your business name. Register the business name. It is only 950 shillings. Go and open your bank account at Senior Bank. There is nothing about being in motion. That sasa unasema ile biashara nimekuwa nikisema itaanza, already nimetengeneza my business name na already nimefungua my bank account. Iko tayari. Even before you do the first transaction. Yeah? You have to confront the fear of failure. People are afraid. Nikianza ianguke watu watasema nini? Na je, ukianza ifaulu watasema nini? Fear of people is keeping us from trying things. But the people you are afraid of are actually admiring you for trying. They wish they had the same courage. They wish they had the same faith. They wish they had a quarter of the faith that you have for you to actually start. Fear of rejection and fear of people. Sometimes unaogopa ukienda kuuza mtu akatae kununua itakuwa aje. Ukifungua duka na mtu yeyote asikuje utasikia aje. Can I give you one story that gave me a lot of courage when I was starting my business? Do you have time I give you the story?
Yes.
When I wanted to start my first show ever for motor vehicles, I was starting at a place called Ridgeways on Kiambu Road. And I needed space, about quarter an acre of land, to have an acre of land. But nobody knew me on Kiambu Road. And I didn't know people on Kiambu Road. So I talked to one person who gave me a broker, a guy on Kiambu Road who knows this property belongs to him, this one belongs to him, this one belongs to him. So I had already earmarked the properties that I was interested in. So I told him, this is the property that I really, really would want. if I can get, because that property was touching the main road, it had an abandoned house that nobody was living in. So the land was completely idle. Okay? So I told this guy, if I can get this property, I will be very happy. So he told me, because we are not sure that these guys will give you, identify another 3 or 4. So I identified another 3 or 4. And then, the first property that I'm interested in, he told me these guys it's a very difficult family, because it's a very wealthy family. I don't think they will buy the idea of leasing this property to you. Kamwambia, wacha tuandike barua, Maina. Let's just write a letter to the family and tell them I want to lease this property. So this guy knew the family that owned the property. He knew exactly where they live at Ridges, but hawakuwa na relationship. But I took a risk. I wrote a letter. Even without the name of the family, I wrote, Dear Ridges family. Dear Ridges, I am interested in leasing the property 30 Kiambu that had an abandoned house. And one Saturday morning, me and Michael, we woke up and we went to the gate of where this family was living to drop this letter. So when we went to the gate, it's a big hole, big gate with a watchman at the gate. So we told the watchman, we have a letter for your boss. So we gave the watchman the letter. And even before we drove off, the watchman had given the lady of the house, the mama, that letter. And the mama read the envelope and it said, Dear Ridges family. Let me tell you, that woman was offended by that letter. So we are on the other side of the fence because we never got to anything, but we are hearing noise. Where can I go get what there? Like, how foolish are you? How can you, how can you receive a letter written Ridges family? We are not Ridges family. We are the car. I don't want to mention the name. This guy is recording. But the long and the short, guys, is that if there is a day in my life I have ever seen rejection unfolding right in front of my eyes, it was that day. Tulifukuzwa kama mbwa. Tukarudishiwa barua yetu, hata haikufunguliwa, na tukaambiwa tuende. And we went. We went. But you know, one of the families that we wrote to gave me space. Hapo nilifikiria mkapiga makofi. And let me now shock you, because you think the story is over. It's not. Mimi niliweza kujua huyo mama mwenye alikufukuza. Yeye hakunijua. Because remember, hatukuwa tumeapply for the space as Maridadi models. Because we had never had a show. So mimi nilibeba sauti yake na nilifanya investigation baadaye na nikajua ni nani na nikajua mpaka kwenye anainanga kanisa. When we started advertising for our investment cooperative, guess who is the first person to visit our office? Is that lady. Na hajui wakati tulikuwa tunaanza alinifuku. Now guess how much money she invested? Round 1, she invested $1 million. Round 1. Hiyo ni ile mtu anakuambia wacha nijaribu. I don't want to say much because of data protection, but I want to tell you that as we speak today, she's one of the people that have invested more than 20 million shillings with us. Yet, when we were starting, she rejected our idea. But 5-6 years down the line, now the idea makes sense to her. Are we together? So I want to encourage you and tell you that some of the people that will reject you as you start, as you move on, they can become your biggest supporters and your biggest customers. So do not be afraid of rejection, and do not be afraid of approaching people and telling them what you do. I would want you to view entrepreneurship as a life See, one of the problems we have in this country is how we present the idea of entrepreneurship. Because it looks like we are telling people, kwa sababu haujapata job, si ujaribu biashara. Si ni ukweli? But can we move to a point whereby this is your first stop? That even if you get a job, you're so determined in your heart to be an entrepreneur that you're telling people, I am not an entrepreneur because I can't get a job. I am an entrepreneur by choice. That you're sure that if you went for a job, whether you're being interviewed to be a CEO of a bank, CEO of a SACCO, CEO of a distributor, you can actually qualify for that job. But you have made a choice to be an entrepreneur. Why? Because when you do something as if you're waiting for another opportunity to come, you can never thrive in it. I'm telling you the truth. It is just like getting married and saying, wacha nioe huyu kwanza kwa sababu ni yako available. Nikikojea mwingine. Ladies are the best people in giving these answers. Jamaa akikuja akwambie sasa msitapaka mtu mwingine wa kuoa. Si kwanza ni kuoe. Tukikoja tuwe kama mtakuja mtu mwenye amesoma. Unaweza kubali hiyo ndoa? Kama unaweza kubali hiyo ndoa sema amen. Basi unasikia hapo hakuna amen. Why? Because we all want to deal with someone who is fully in, isn't it? And fully decided that you're building a future. And you will find that entrepreneurship will treat you well if you come there decided that I'm here by choice. And that even if I am offered a job, I will tell them I already have a job. I'm an entrepreneur. So you are the CEO of your life in entrepreneurship, and you get an opportunity to build your own future. And for you to look at some of the opportunities that you can be able to exploit in entrepreneurship, one of the things that I would want you to do is to review your gifts and your talents and understand them as capital. If you can move us to the next slide. Every one of us has a gift. Some of you sing easy. Some of you talk easy. Some of you organize things very easy. But watu wakiulizana ni nani treasurer, nani tunafanya, hata hakunanga swali kwa hiyo. Everybody has agreed they can trust this guy with money. Watu wakiulizana ni nani tunachagua as a communicator, kama ni kwa harusi ama ni kwa matanga, people agree hii responsibility tunapatia so and so. Now ask yourself, how can you use that talent, that gift, how can you convert it into a business? We have a lot of people making money online. Some of my friends work online throughout. I have one friend called Lane Boogie. How many of us watch our YouTube channel called Lane Boogie? Thank you very much. Go and check it out. She's one of the YouTubers in the country with more than 1 million followers. That is someone who is making billions of shillings per year from her YouTube channel. What is she using? Her gift of communication combined with technology. Nothing to do with capital. The same phone that one lady uses to show off her body, another person is using it to make money. Are we together? How many of us here have mobile phones? How many of us here have TikTok accounts? How many of us here have received suggestions from TikTok to monetize their TikTok accounts? You have received. Very good. I want to know your channel. You have also received. Who else? Another person there. Unajua mimi si wa kuambiwa nikaona. Lazima mlete hapa nikaona. Who else? So we have 3 people who have been approached by TikTok to monetize. How many of us here don't even know? Ni wangapi wanajiuliza hiyo monetize ni shetani gani? Do we all know that you can monetize your TikTok account? So ask yourself, why is one person receiving a suggestion from TikTok themselves to monetize, and you're not receiving that suggestion. So what I'm saying is that you need to review your gifts and your talents as capital. Today, we are living at a time where you can make money from across borders using technology. But the problem is that sometimes the way we are using technology on this side of the world, number one, tunaitumia kufanya nini? Kila siku tunafuata siasa. Tunataka kujua mpaka unasikia watu wanauliza, watu wazima waendelee. Leo anaitwa jamaa wetu kwa mlima.
Kashaku.
Leo Kashaku ameambia kitu. Kuna kitu nimemiss. That's what we are using technology for. Kweli ama uongo? Au nasikia jamaa anasema siku hizi nani sijasikia Kashaku akisema kitu. Bado yuko. Hiyo ndio inakustress. But somebody else on the other side of the world, did you see the guy called Speed? Did you see Speed? Making millions of shillings, isn't it? Through the same YouTube channel that you know and that you have an account for. Lakini wewe ukiingia YouTube, unaenda kufuata mchongo wako. Unaenda hapo kufuata gossip. Ati nani wanaachana na nani? By the way, side story gani iko juu? Jugush. So how much money are you going to make from that story? Nothing. So the question is, how can you build your own content that makes you money? And you can make money from anything when it comes to technology. You can make money creating content in agriculture. You can make money creating content in fashion. You can make money creating content in sports, in arts, in music, in decent dancing and all those things. But you are a consumer of technology who is not creating anything within that space of technology. And this is one of the spaces where as young people, you can be able to begin your journey of entrepreneurship without requiring much capital. Wewe unafanya content yako, unaingia kwa hotel Java, unanunua juice ya 200 shillings, una-upload content yako. Are we together? Take me to slide number 27. Thank you very much. I want you to start identifying problems that you can be able to solve. Look at the skills that you have. I want you to start small. And I want you to take action before perfection. In conclusion, slide number 28. I want you to expand your understanding of the word capital, so that you understand that capital is not just about money. We have financial capital, we have social capital. I was able to start my car business through Mwalimu, Mr. Kerubu, not through money, but through social capital. He knew me, he knew I was working at the church. Even you can be able to start not just with money, but through people that know you. Intellectual capital, the education that you have. Some people don't have it. How can you start your business with the education, the knowledge that you have? Emotional capital. Some of us are born courageous. You are able to start, another person is not able to start. Do you know, in this room, if you walk in and you give everybody 100,000 shillings, there are some people who will still not be able to start the small businesses they wanted to start. Now they have the financial capital, but they don't have the emotional capital, the courage to start. But some of you have the courage to start. So talk to your uncle and tell him to give you that 100,000 as seed capital. Talk to your father, talk to your mother. If your father could pay your school fees, if your mother could pay your school fees, they can still give you 10,000 shillings as capital to start your business. So courage can also be considered as capital. So I want us to conclude slide number 29 by saying that you don't need money to start your journey of entrepreneurship. Start with what you have. Take action today, not tomorrow, today. If, for example, you're saying that you want to start your business this year, I've told you, before you leave this seminar, take your diary on the phone or on paper and set the date by which you want to start that business. Begin to say, I want to start my business by the 1st of September. Begin to say that I want to start my business next year. Begin to say that I want to start my business May 1st next year. And the very, very last slide are words that I love to say every time I talk to entrepreneurs. If you can move us to the next slide. Can you read what is on the screen for you, the person sitting next to you? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That nobody can guarantee that you will succeed if you start. But we can guarantee that you will fail if you don't. Say amen. Just see a ladies or say amen. Say amen. That nobody can succeed. I mean, nobody can guarantee you will succeed if you start. But if you don't, we are giving you 100% guarantee that you will fail. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of our session.
Let's appreciate Eric. Very fast. What, I feel like something.